This is my take on the strawberry shake philodendron, how I take care of it, what I'm doing with it, how fast it grows, from my opinion, everything from my opinion. Keep watching. What's happening? My name is Gerard. I'm an exotic plant collector. That's all what you see behind you. There's a whole lot of life back there. There's a whole lot of energy. And I use this channel to talk about my experience with plant care and plant everything. I didn't go to school or graduate, or I can't tell you the difference between climeric and some type of eric variegation. I just know the words stable and unstable. Sorry, my vocabulary is not extensive as most of the plant community people out there, but I know enough to keep a bunch of plants alive. So I think that's really what matters in my book. Now, if this is the first time you see my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said, I don't try to extend your vocabulary. I just know stable and unstable because normal is what you'll get on this. You won't get a whole Harvard degree watching my channel. So with that said, I have a strong green thumb. I love plants. I love to take care of plants. I love to invest in plants, and I have invested in the strawberry shake philodendron, and I couldn't be happier that I did. So let's get this out the way. The strawberry shake philodendron is a high-priced plant. I paid about $800 for one and $900 for the other one. And like I said earlier, I've already made my money back on both of these plants doing the chop and prop dance. That's what I do. Hate it or love it. That's what I've done in the past, and that's why I have a bank account that speaks for itself. When I want to buy more high or expensive plants, I just replenish it from selling plants on Facebook, eBay, and other means.
Message.
So, second of all, that was first. Let's get that out the way. But I really want to tell you, if you're still here, how to take care of the strawberry shake philodendron, because it's a really easy plant to take care of. It's a beautiful plant to take care of. I strongly suggest you get one. The prices are dropping. I've had my plant for about a year now, and I've seen like the highs, and then I'm seeing like the decline. And I'm glad I just got off of it. I mean, I don't know how far the price is going to drop for it, but it is declining. So you could basically get a small variegated strawberry shake philodendron, probably for like $100, $200. Probably a mid cut. I don't know about a top cut. You want to get a top cut, and I'll explain that later. But yes, the prices are up there. You can also see prices for a strawberry shake philodendron well in the 2000s to 1000 to 900 to 500, etc. So this is a plant that you don't want to play around with if you don't know what you're doing. But if you want to invest in a plant and share your plant throughout the world, because I've shared mine and I've got multiple comments from multiple platforms congratulating me, thanking me that I sold them a piece of my strawberry shake philodendron, and it just warms my heart. Other than like everybody else talking about high expensive plants, like just getting feedback from people that you sell your plant from is like, it's priceless. With that said, let's get into the care, because I think that's what we want to know, and what I'm doing, and if I'm doing something special. When I'm not doing anything special, I love philodendrons. I love to grow philodendrons, and I have actually used a couple of soil mediums to plant a couple of my strawberry shake philodendrons in. I've tried leca, I've tried peat moss, I've tried sphagnum peat moss, the granulated in pro mix. I've tried the orchid moss. I did a whole aroid bark airy mix that the actual one plant came from Aroid's greenhouse, and this is non-sponsored, but shout out to Aroid's greenhouse. They I got an assist from Denise from Tropical Plant Seductions. She told me about the strawberry shake philodendron that they were dropping a little bit over a year ago. I think it was a year ago, and I went to town. I was able to grab one beautiful plant, and I still have it in my custody. It's grown larger since I've had it, and like I said, I couldn't be happier that, for one, I've already made my money back on the expenses for the plant, and for two, I still have more strawberry shake philodendrons than that I do know what to do with. So I'm definitely keeping a mother plant. I already have one growing. I have grown the strawberry shake philodendron in a couple different soil mediums. I want to say do one over the other, but at this point, my conditions, I recommend, like, for if you really want to be cautious, if you're not sure what you're doing, keep it in an aeroid mix with like orchid bark, horticultural charcoal, a little bit of soil, mix it in with like Pro Mix or Happy Frog, whatever, mix that in there, perlite, vermiculite, pumice, just to get like fast drainage, and also to make sure that the roots have something to grab on, because philodendrons love to climb and they love their roots to grab on something. So the orchid bark is very, very natural to them. So I would try that if I was a beginner. If you're versed in plant and you know what you're doing, try leca. I've tried leca. The plant, it makes the roots grow super fast. You can see what's going on. I love planting in leca, sphagnum peat moss, or just peat moss, orchid moss. I love growing plants in that, and that's also like down the same lane as leca. So like I said, I recommend most of those soils. I wouldn't say a sandy soil, I wouldn't do that, but most like sphagnum peat moss, leca, pumice, perlite, and an aeroid mix. Thought I heard something. So next on the list for care is the watering. Top water all the time. I don't bottom water at all. I usually water the plant when I know that it has been dry for maybe a day or two. I do the finger test. I stick my finger in the pot. If it feels dry, I'm like, okay, let's water it either now or tomorrow. I'll water it thoroughly, keep it moving, watch the water flush out. Real simple with that. Nothing crazy with the watering. Like I said, I let it dry out maybe a day or two. I don't let it go too far, and I don't overwater it. I make sure that the finger's in there and it's super dry. So that's my gauge. It's all natural, real basic stuff. You don't need to buy a water meter or anything like that. You can just use what you got to get what you want, and that's what I do. I use the finger, stick it in the dirt. If it comes out dry, it's dry. If it's wet, it's still wet. Fertilizing. I have fertilized my philodendron over the winter, and most people would say not to do that, but I did do it because I had a mature plant. It's in a sphagnum peat moss type of situation, so there's not a lot of stuff in there that it could feed off of, so I had to manually feed it. I was feeding a liquid nutrient that's all natural. That was like a 222 or a 221. I'm sorry, not a 222, but a 221. I threw that in there, or 122. I put that in there occasionally, and I would do that infrequently every other watering session. I would water it first, make sure it's thoroughly watered, then I would water it with the solution at a very low minimum, a very small dose. I don't like overdo it. I just do a little bit at a time because I don't know if something's staying in there. But I have seen growth happening, along with other things that I'm going to tell you about. Growth happening very quickly with the strawberry shake philodendrons. It is a fast grower in my opinion. Not as fast as like a pothos, but it's a fast grower. So that's the fertilizing schedule. Next, light. We want to know about light because light is key. And I've been blessed and happy to say I have the VivoSun VS1000. Shout out to VivoSun. They gave me a free light to do a video with, and I power both of my strawberry shake philodendrons with the VS1000. It's getting 254 foot candles of light every day, every 12 hours, 254 candles, 254 foot candles of light for 12 hours. And yeah, that's basically it, because the plant that I got from Aeroid's greenhouse was highly variegated. I wanted to maintain that variegation, but I didn't want to max it out and get full white leaves. So as I got the plant, I noticed that I had the distance pretty far up, so I was getting under 250 foot candles light. I was around 212. I was around like around 200, 212, around there. And I noticed I was getting more green pattern with a little bit of strawberry color on the side. So I'm like, okay, we're smooth sailing. It's still trying to put the variegation, but we're not losing it. So I didn't want to pump it yet. But I said, hey, the next leaf curled out and folded out. And I was like, well, let me show you. So when I got the plant, let's say it was like right here. It was up to here, maybe, I think right there. This was the first leaf. This was the first leaf. I was like, all right, a little bit of pink. It kind of got scared. So I said, all right, let me pump it up a little bit. Let me give it like 230. I think I put it on 30%. I usually have the light on 15%, but I bumped it up to 30% with the Vivo Sun. I got this type of leaf, very pretty. I said, all right, let's keep it at that. So I did, this was the next leaf, and then I was like, all right, let me get a moss pole, because you want to put a moss pole on every philodendron. You see there's nothing growing on it, but my leaves are starting to get bigger. I mean, smaller. They're not getting bigger, they're getting smaller. So I said, let me put this on a moss pole to stimulate it to grow bigger leaves, because philodendrons need something to climb on to show maturity, to show bigger leaves, and I wanted bigger leaves. So I'm at that point. I'm trying to water as much as possible, and I'm going to get a watering moss pole that I'll be getting very shortly that I'm going to try to do myself. But I'm going to put that on there, but I've been kind of spraying the moss pole just to get it to climb. It's not climbing yet, but I'm trying to train it at this stage. And this is the latest leaf that I got with the same power, and it is getting taller, so I kind of pushed the plant a little bit away because I want to stay in this area of variegation. I don't want to get it too colorful like this one here that was original to the plant, because I don't want to lose it. But like I said, as it was growing, it started to change. These are the older leaves. They still have the strawberry shapeness. As it grows older, these leaves will get even more. They will change on you, so you won't get the same plant down below, and it'll start to change up high. So this is a total transformative plant. That's another plus, that you won't be stuck with the same looking plant the whole time. Like, you'll get different types of variegation, and that's another win-win that I love about the plant. This leaf, I was a little skeptical. This was, you know, that second one. I was like, all right, let's bump it up. So I bumped it up. I got this. We'll see what happens with this. But this is the one I did not cut, and I got from Aroyd's greenhouse, no promotion. Isn't it a beauty? Let me show you something else. This was the money maker. This is the mother, and if you notice, I have some growth happening, so I cut it back. This plant was up to there. I was trying to stake it on this thing, but this plant was up to here. I cut it 5 times, and like I said, I already made my money back, so I could be happier when I started to see more growth here and here, and then there's something else growing down below, like right under here. So we're back on growth, so I'm trying to repeat the cycle so I can spread more of the strawberry shake philodendron to the world, so the machine doesn't stop happening. And I actually have it raised a little bit. I'll put something in there, but I'll try to show you what that looks like later. But that's another piece of growth there. And like I said, I saw this after, I want to say a month. I want to say a month after chopping it, and it was better than that. Like, the plant responded very well. This is what I have. This is like my medium that I'm planting it in. It's a soil mix. It's a lot of Pro Mix. I added some horticultural soil to it, or horticultural charcoal to absorb toxins, and I put some perlite in there. I mixed up some cocoa coir also. I added more of that to this mix along with Pro Mix. So I kind of do my own thing, but like I said, you could try what works for you. And this was my second purchase that I got from eBay. It was a top cutting, but it had about 4 nodes. It had 4 nodes, so I actually watched it grow. I didn't take too many pictures of it before I chopped it. I think I did. I'll try to post them if I did. But I chopped it, sold them all, and then I just couldn't be happy because I was sweating bullets. I'm like, all right, let's see how this thing grows. Let's see how fast it grows. I'm sure it was kind of similar to the Pink Princess, the way the growth rate, because they kind of look the same. So I was like, all right, well, let's take a shot, because I know what I'm doing. Let's see if the prices kind of change. So they fluctuated a little bit, but I was able to get some nice huge leaves, and the leaves were a little bigger. You see how big these leaves are. The customers that got this plant, like the chops, I want to say one was from the one plant I sold on eBay, and it was from a horticultural department for the state of Ohio, and they gave me like a warm, very warm, heart-filling review on eBay saying how much they loved the plant, how well I packaged it. And like I said, that's priceless. The plant is beautiful, and I've added that plant to someone that really appreciates beauty and enough to pay for it. So, hey, what's better than that? That's what I do. That's what I love to do. I'm glad I'm able to share this with you. And I think I went over the lighting. Yeah, give it just as much light as you can. Make sure you know what you're giving it for light. Get a light meter so you can tell what's going on. You won't do no guesswork with plants. And once again, you like this one, I just watered it, so I don't need to water it. It's like a root going up top. It's like an area root. Get bigger. Yeah, strawberry shake philodendron, man. I mean, I remember I was in Denny's drinking a strawberry shake, and I'm like, yo, and this was before I bought it, and I was hesitant to buy it, but I said, you know what? I was craving strawberry shakes, like strawberry milkshakes. So I got one at Denny's, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell the wife. I didn't tell anybody. I just made the move, and I'm happy I'm doing it. And I still got something growing. I don't know if I'm going to cut the mother plant back at all, but we'll see what happens. But I still got something growing. It's growing fast. It's growing tall. It's growing beautiful. And I'll keep you guys updated how it looks in the next plant tour and my plant haul of all my plants. Oh, humidity. Humidity is key. You want to keep your humidity at 50%. Don't play with humidity. You'll get strong aerial roots. I actually seen my aerial roots get a lot larger from when I got it. Well, when I got it, they were like crazy because Aeroid's greenhouses in Florida, that whole zone down there is just perfect for growing. I had it upstairs in the winter, so I want to make sure that my humidity was consistently high to mimic greenhouses and its native climate. It is a hybrid plant. I'm just throwing actual factuals. The variegation is not stable. Learned YouTube University and did some real thinking on how we need to make sure that we mimic the environment that these plants come from. And it's real basic, real simple, you know, without all the Latin, etc. Just keeping it basic, making everybody happy with these hybrid plants. And it is a hybrid. It's mixed with two plants, so we'll see what the next hybrid is that comes out. I think I answered everything. If you have any questions about your strawberry shake philodendron, or if you're thinking about getting one, let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate the dialogue. And if you have problems, let me know also. We can work it out. Pests, no pests. I didn't get any pests yet, thank God. I've been washing it with neem oil, doing that whole jazz thing. Happy plant. And like I said, I have it under the VS1000 at 70%. It's getting 254 foot candles of light, so the light is like a little bit away from it. I'm just repeating everything that I'm saying, just so I can kind of give you an idea on how I'm taking care of the strawberry shake, or how I'm taking care of my strawberry shake, because it's very easy, fast growing plant and very beautiful. Like I said, it just keeps changing its color, and you can't beat that. You can't beat. So thanks for watching, and keep growing.